Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday. This is Leah Ryan and Loft Manager Richard with the Pioneer Monday Night Family Show, where we talk anything and everything to do with pigeons, pigeon racing, pigeon health, one loft racing, you name it. We talk about it. I'm going to check to make sure we are live on Facebook and YouTube. I'm going to send it over to Ryan. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, happy Monday. Had a little later than normal. Again, dinner took a little bit longer tonight. We did the feeding, Pioneer feeding show. We'll have to get our schedule straight, but welcome everyone to the show. Please, again, if you like what we do, subscribe to our YouTube channel. The key there is to subscribe. Thumbs up, subscribe, Facebook, like, share, promote this great sport. And please, guys, when you come onto this show, I need you to step outside the box. Think a little differently. I know you've done it the same way for so many years, but maybe we could open your mind up to try something a little different. Many ways to bake the cake, as you hear Richard and myself will say. A lot of great ways, a lot of good roads to Rome. If you want to get there, you can. But welcome this Monday. Happy birthday, Ricky.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy birthday. So you guys
you
put your birthday wishes in, or happy birthdays to Ricky. Leah, welcome this evening.
Say hello to everybody tuning in. Michael Peevler and Mo and Henry. And who else do we got here? David Tracy says, good evening, Pioneer family, and happy birthday, Ricky. That is right, our fearless leader. The reason why we're doing this, Loft Manager Richard. Happy birthday to Loft Manager Richard today. Hopefully he had a great day today. Who else do we have here? Tracy is in the house. Hello, hello. Ryan, what do you want to talk about first while I put everybody's hellos up?
Well, I guess we should start off by saying, we started taking in the Pioneer One Loft birds. That's going pretty good. I think there's 35 birds or so in the loft. Everyone's come in looking very good. Good weight on the birds, good health, good clean feet. Good clean feet, good clean bands. I like when I see that, I open up the wings on the birds because I'm doing the photography. Mm-hmm. We got birds at all different ages. Birds with 2 flights to go. Birds that haven't kicked a flight, birds that are still wet under the wing. Mm. But all the birds came in very nice. I was very impressed. No mites and no lice. Good, healthy pigeons. Waddles are nice. Nobody's rattling. Nobody's got any coughs or sniffles. And, hey, so far very intelligent, eating and drinking well. What can I say? I'm impressed with what I've seen.
Loft Manager Richard, anything you wanted to add?
Yeah. Oh, you can see the intelligence on these young ones. We did some videoing for people to see today. Yep. And we have some youngsters that came into my loft. They're literally only half-winged. Like their flights are about as long as my fingers, right? And boy, intelligent,
moving good,
sharp, moving good. Yeah, I like the,
moving good. And you see it tonight there on the show, the mealy with the couple white flights there. He's young, a little crybaby, a little bit, wanting to find the drinker, and he's asking the other ones, and the other ones are not. He come right up to you. And you dumped him, and then about 2 minutes later, he's up there having another drink.
Yeah, he went down on the floor.
Yeah,
went right back up. And he was on by the drinker where the other ones were, and the other ones were drinking, and he was looking at them. You could see him saying,
"How do we do this?
Give me a drink, please. Come on, give me a drink."
And that's what we're there to do, and that's what you guys see, and that's why we show from start to finish. So that pigeon is somebody's pigeon, right? And if they watch the show, they say, oh, there's my mealy. Bang, he learned to have a drink. Isn't that nice? But you see where pigeons can go behind the 8-ball or stay on track. You see it all. That's what we're here to bring to you guys. That's why this isn't just the one loft race. This is a full racing experience, Leah. A full racing experience.
I see his energy, that one particular young one, the energy in the brain wants to work. His brain is working. He was there. I got to figure this out. I got to figure this out now. I got to figure it out. And he's not giving up.
Nope.
You know?
And you know what? You dumped them today. I don't think you'll see that problem tomorrow or the next day or moving forward.
He's actually, well, the blue that I have in my loft there, I think that belongs to Roman.
And the mealy.
And the mealy. He's a pie. He's a blue pied. He's got a white head and white flights. And yesterday I had to dunk him. I dunked him.
Yep.
Today,
no problem.
No problem.
Hey, so, they're learning. That's good. Leah, what do you got to say?
Michael Peebler has a question. When you buy an auction bird, is the perch fee included, or is that an extra cost? Just wondering. So great question, Michael. When we have the Master Breeders auction, which will give everybody an opportunity to purchase at auction birds that you can activate in the Pioneer One Loft, the bidding is going to start at the $350 entry fee and go from there, and that's going to cover your perch and your entry right off the hop. Opening bid will be for all lots $350, and that's going to get you into the game.
Yeah,
hopefully that answers
right.
your question. Henry wants to know, is there still room in the ladies league the ratter women want in? Of course, there's always room in the ladies league. Flying bitches are always looking for ladies, so absolutely, Henry. Mark, hello, nice to see you. Say hello to Rosemary for me. Still need the address to ship birds next week. Happy birthday, LMR. Mark, we did put a post up on Facebook last week for our American participants. I will throw it up here now. Where is it here? And I will post it up on Win Companion message board as well as on our website. But this is the information for our American friends. USA shipping date, Monday, May the 16th. We have the shipping address there for Ryan in Niagara Falls, New York. We have the United States Post website and a little checklist here. A little run through of what you guys need to do to send your birds to us on Monday, May the 16th. As I said, Mark, it is on our Facebook page. I will put it on our website. And if you shoot me a text after the show, I will just send you a copy, a photo of this. So you have it there. Ryan?
I am just sending Mark the address because he gave me the band numbers, which was great. So, Mark, you'll get it in your messenger here now. I just didn't get to it. I took the numbers down, but I sent it over to you now. That is the shipping address for May the 16th. So now you have it. Good evening, Brian.
Speaking of band numbers, any of our American friends, our American participants who have yet to give us the band numbers, we do need all band numbers for our American participants, meaning the lettering on the band, the year, the code, the number. It has to be exactly as it's read on the band so we can create a health certificate to get the birds across over the border. So guys, if you have not submitted your band numbers, please, you can email them to us, info@fipa.ca. Text them to Ryan, 416-990-0187. Tracy says, go, flying bitches, go. Absolutely. We got our first flying bitch in the loft. I think Loft Manager Richard Ryan, we're going to show a few of our participants that have caught our eye over the last couple days. This is going to be a new weekly feature on the Pioneer Family Show where we're going to pick a participant that has caught our eye throughout the week, whether it's most improved or whatever. And we're going to show one participant each on the Monday Night Family Show to get you guys acquainted with the birds and their accomplishments. So we look forward to that a little later on this evening in the show. Guys, as you know, this show works best when we're all interactive. So if you have questions, post your pigeon questions in the comments and we will do our best to get to them. Ryan, I know we had a few questions. I was going to wait to see when Premier League came on the show, but we had some questions from Premier League with regards to the pads, the clocking pads on Loft Manager Richard's loft and how those are going to work, as well as why you guys chose to go with the granules and the brick sand, the dry litter system in Richard's loft, and why you didn't go with a wire floor. So maybe we just want to slow it down and explain why we don't use wire floors.
Ricky, can you take Scout and put her up? We don't
Where
hear
is
her
she?
hauling. She's over there. She's hollering.
She just wants to watch TV.
Yeah, well, she's watching it. Anyways, sorry about that, Leah. Normally I take care of Scouty, but not this time.
No, you don't.
But getting back to wire floors, I think wire floors are real good. I think they have their place in the sport. I think certain areas, climates are better for wire floors, to be honest. And, I had wire floors here already once. I've had wire floors in. I've taken wire floors out. I wasn't going to put the time to build 2 pigeon lofts with wire floors when I don't like the condition I get from them. Yes, it is awesome. The droppings go through, the throat goes through, the floor looks great. That looks terrific. But I'm just not a fan of it, and especially with these weather conditions here in Canada. Again, half of the year, more than half of the year, it's damp, it's drizzly, and it's cold. Not nice. Wire floors don't work for us here. Florida, Texas, Arizona, California, I think probably wire floors are real good, and maybe I would go there and try them. But I know one thing that works. I know the granules work. I know dry litter works. We've been doing it. I was born on dry litter, literally. dry litter. No problems. But I mean, hey, each to their own. All the lofts I've been to in Europe, I didn't have one gentleman on a wire floor. Not one. They either had the wire, but basically everything that, or not the wire, the wooden floors that the droppings can go through, but they don't clean the lofts. They clean the lofts maybe every every year, one good clean out. And then they build up their dry litter. Again, they build up their loft immunity. One great thing about dry litter is you build loft immunity. And I hate to say it, it's a big part of pigeon health, good loft immunity.
And that's difficult to do on a wire floor, correct?
I don't.
Oh, wire floor, excuse me, but you can't build loft immunity on a wire floor because it falls down, let's say 6 inches. And what happens when a bird does his business, it drops 6 inches, or if it drops 3 feet, okay, or 2 inches, it drops and there isn't anything that absorbs the dropping. And it sits there wet.
Ferments.
And ferments. The worst thing is dampness and wetness in a pigeon loft. And if you have a dry litter floor with the brick sand you start off with, it hits, and then the sand creates an air bar, an air space with brick sand, not clay sand. Clay sand holds moisture.
Right.
Brick sand doesn't.
Right.
And it dries. It dries it. You've got air in there, and it dries. The other thing with a brick sand, the birds like to be on the sand. They like it better than on wood. Okay? They don't like standing on wire. Take your shoes off and go stand on wire. How do you like it? Or go to the beach and walk on a nice sandy, dry beach. The sand at a beach is washed, clean. It's like brick sand, okay? The other thing is your brick sand, or when it becomes real dry litter, and I'm talking dry litter this much, okay? It holds the heat. In your summertime, it holds the heat. And in the evening, I don't know if you've ever been somewhere where you're on the beach, and you could be on the beach at 9 o'clock at night, you have to have a sweater. But walk on that part of that beach where the sun has been hitting it all day. It's like nice and warm. The best thing for your pigeons to feel. So you've got so many benefits on that that is unbelievable. And like I said, a lot of people scrape. All they're doing is smearing droppings, smearing it. It's just soaking into the wood or whatever you got on there. And so if you hire 10 guys for me, they will not be scraping my loft. And if you've never done it before, please don't knock it.
There you go.
That's it.
I think that was perfectly said.
Yeah.
Good.
Right. It holds in nice and warm at night.
And it keeps dampness
The
out.
floor. The floor is like
keeps the dampness out from the ground.
That's
it
right.
insulates your floor.
It's insulation. It keeps the heat in at night.
And you said it again. If you've never tried it, I don't think you can even comment on it.
You can't comment on
I
it.
don't know. I mean, I've never raised pigeons on ice, right? So I don't know if I can raise them on ice.
If I can say something, if I can make a little comment to you, you went down to visit that man in Florida. It was 90 degrees heat out.
AAA loft.
Yeah, and he had heating pads on his floor.
The only loft in Florida I went to that had a wooden floor with granules, and he said, I can't get the form on wire like I can on the granules.
Yes. The other thing too is your pigeons get accustomed to the little bit of smell. I'm not saying
it's their loft. It's like
your
home.
loft.
I know.
That's right.
But you know, and again, people say, well, the world-class lofts, the world-class lofts, the world-class lofts. You know what?
Who is world-class?
What does that even mean?
Who is it?
You know, but anyways, that's for another day. That's our thought on that one. Leah, what was your next question?
The pads, how the pads are going to work. They were, Premier was concerned how the trapping is going to work.
Are you raising pigeons? Or are you having your pigeons sit out on a roof? I want to know, I want to ask you.
My pigeons,
you fed your pigeons today?
When they come home, they come in.
You fed your pigeons and they came down, they were eating already.
Yeah.
Oh, they're responding, right?
Right.
Our pads outside the trap where you're going to come in.
Right.
I got a stall trap that's going in front of my loft. You're going to have an open pad that they walk over. Yeah. Ours are in the same location.
Mine are a drop shoot.
What happens, Richard, if your bird lands right, for the race and walks on the pad, okay, I don't know, from 100 miles or from 300 miles, he preens his feathers and he flies up on the house roof and sits there. What am I thinking if I'm watching you as the loft manager? What kind of score am I giving you?
You give me a 0.
Why?
A 0. Okay. Number 1, when he flies home from the race, he should look like he worked. In other words, a little stumble. I like to see that. A little stumble. That means he worked. He walks on the pad. He comes in for a drink of water. He comes in.
Are you worried about them going in?
No. They're going to trap in.
That's your job.
That's it.
Get the damn bird in. Right?
That's my job.
Is that why you're getting perch fees?
Yeah. Now, I've been to one loft races, what you call, what do you call that? High class incredible?
Yeah.
Birds come home from the race, 325 miles with black clouds and hard shoulder winds, 325 miles. And this loft manager has to get on the loft, the back, the way the loft was situated, throw tennis balls, get a stick to try and get them in. And some of those birds were landing on a barn that he's got 100 feet away from the loft on top, and the cocks were cooing. I've been to other ones, they come. He's got 14 on a drop when they come from 325 miles. Like this, okay, folks? Like this. Woo, woo. Then they come and land on the lawn. And they're picking for whatever, shrubs, whatever they want to pick. They just flew 325 miles? Oh, I'm sorry, but if that's high class, or what do you call it, top notch, I'm sorry. That's backwards, boys. You better take some tips, okay?
So again, getting back to our pads and where they're situated, right now we got the settling aviaries on. You're going to see that first. We're not worried about running birds over pads. If a bird perishes, you're going to see it on our show. We're going to notify the breeder, and all you people will know. Once the birds start going out, the traps are up, they'll be set up, and you will watch. And we are testing the benzing clocking system to just see how good this clocking system software works. How much wiggle room it'll give you. having no stalls over it. I'm dying to see the way your pads are set up, how good this clocking system is going to work. Because you get 225 birds the way you get them in, they storm that trap. I'm dying to see if it'll hit every one.
I heard that system there will clock like 60 birds a second.
It's a phenomenal pace that it'll clock. But you know what? We sell the benzing. We represent benzing. I love going to the shows. I love talking to Thomas. He's always telling me the new stuff. And you want to know what? I'm testing this clock out with you and me. We're going to test it and push it to the limit.
Ryan, this is our 11th year in one loft pigeon racing. So we just didn't start off yesterday. Okay.
Oh shit!
I've had pigeons going on 62 years. Okay, let me finish. We have tried other clocking units, and believe it, we tried with an open trap. Oh, you get 200 birds come, and guess what? It only clocked 70. Well, wait a minute. Does that mean we lost them? No, they're all in because they come in and they herd and they jump each other. So then we put slower. We closed it slower. And we still said, okay, we said 200 came or 500 came. Let's say 200. Wow, it trapped 170. What happened to the other 30? They jumped. Then what we do? We put pool noodles. They're this big around in front of the traps. Like, you know what I mean? Hurdles. To try and slow them down. Those clocks, they couldn't catch it.
Hey, and I'm not knocking it, but I'm telling you, we've been there. We've done that. Listen, we've been kicked in the nuts by clocking. The tourist clocking system, I'll tell you something, it doesn't work. The Unicon is great, but it doesn't cut the birds into the seconds. But benzing does it all, and it's a fast, super fast. Those high-speed pads are out of this world. Now, with your loft and mine, we are going to test it out to the max of its capabilities.
And
this is what's great about this. We're going to show the people how this clock works.
But if we find out in the training process here that the benzing can't, like you have like the stall, not stall, but they got to walk through the, what do you call it, whatever. And mine's wide open, and they're going to come in through a drop chute. Okay, they're dropping in. They cross the pad, they drop in. They don't have to wait to go through a little thing.
Funnel.
Yeah, funnel. They don't have to wait to think about pushing bobs. They don't have to, you know how they push the bob and back up, push the bob. No, they don't have to do that. They come to the trap, they cross the pad, they just drop in, and they're in.
Be gentle.
I'm still here. But, so that's how that goes. Now, if that doesn't seem to work, we're going to make some changes. We're going to have to make some changes.
Or we're missing, but we're going to be doing that all before any money starts. We'll know about it within about the first 3 times we run it.
So before they even go out for a loft fly, they're going to be out in the little settling aviary.
Well, I'm not putting the pads in with the aviary in because my pads are too big for the aviary.
Oh,
but don't worry, guys. You just follow along. We'll show you what the clock will do. Okay, Leah, that was a long one.
And I just wanted to make one correction. I think you had said that if a bird does pass away or get lost or whatever, that we will notify. I will not be notifying anybody. We're on 2 to 3 times a day sometimes. So I will not be notified. If your bird dies, I will not be notifying you. All we ask is that you follow this along, and you're going to know birds that have died and birds that haven't. I will probably put up a list on Facebook or on the message board, but I will not be notifying you if your bird dies. Maybe Ryan will, but I will not. You guys got to follow along.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to notify you on the show.
Okay.
I'm not taking the time to call each person and no.
Well, but people might misunderstand you, right? And then if their bird does pass and you didn't notify them, they're going to say you didn't do your job. So I'm just making it clear that we're not calling anybody to notify them if your bird has passed away. Please follow along on the show.
Super.
Okay, moving on. Antonio Rodriguez. All electric clocks were good. People in my club have benzing and it misses birds. Nice try, guys.
That misses birds, yeah. I don't.
You know what the big problem is? You know what the big problem is? You got to do like the other boys, okay? Like the other boys. Get them so they don't trap. So that means if you've got 200 birds coming to the loft, make them so they don't want to trap. So then they come 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So if we have a problem with 100 birds trapping at once and it misses 2 or 3, well, that's great, because I'll tell you why. We got them bang right on the money. Okay, bang right on the money. And I think this is one person said, well, what happens if they back up?
Benzing misses. You know what? I talked to Benzing. I put the clock in, right? Before I even run it. Man, everything's set up. We got everything going, yeah? I do a show. The owner calls me. He goes, hey, you've got wire under your pads. You'll miss.
Oh.
The wire will screw it up. Hey, good. Thanks for letting me know. We make an adjustment. You make an adjustment. Now, hey, does Benzing miss the odd bird? I'm sure it does. Does Unicorn? Yes, I'm sure it does. And does Taurus? Yes, I'm sure it does. They all miss. But I will tell you, I've actually dumped probably about 15 grand into electronic clocks. Nothing will get the Benzing.
Nothing will compete.
Nothing will compete. I'm sorry to say it, but that's my opinion. And you know what?
Well,
I tried the different clocks.
But it's your opinion based on trial and error. You've not just used Benzing your whole life. You just went through a list. You've used every kind of electronic clock probably that's been out there. And 100%. All we're saying is based on our experience, Benzing by far is the best clocking system out there. It's the easiest to work. It runs the best. I know for a fact, I've helped you, Ryan, many years with the One Loft Racing with different clocking system, and we have pulled our hair out each and every season, up until last season when we brought the Benzing in. And once the Benzing came in, what did we both say to each other? Man, was that easy. So we're just telling you based on our experience. Yes, Richard, I see your finger. Go ahead.
Yep. So when you're finished, I'll have a word.
Go ahead.
Exactly what you said, Leah. We had the situations with these other companies where birds were coming in again. You get
you know what? We're not beating a dead horse here.
I'm saying we've progressed
right.
into the benzing unit, which has been in business since 1863. Okay, so they're professionals. In Europe, everyone is on benzing.
A lot of the people are on benzing. A lot of the big races are on benzing.
So we've had the situation with the other companies where, they trap.
We just
and they don't clock.
What are we talking about? Hold on.
What I'm saying is, then you have to modify the trap. And then the people say, you know what they say?
Can I ask you a question? Tell me what you know. You tried the other ones, and they're crap. Hold on. They're crap. Guess what? Do you want a brand new tips clock now, Richard? Do you want one?
No.
Why?
It's garbage.
Okay. Do you want a brand new Unicorn?
No, I don't want any of that.
Okay, there you go. You've made your point. I get it. I'm not talking about modifying shit.
Just stop. I want to give the people an example.
You gave it to them already.
Birds wouldn't trap. The birds stop. Let me talk. The birds wouldn't trap. So we had to modify the traps. We had to make the hole smaller.
You said it.
We had to put pool noodles. You know what the guy said then? They go, oh, this is no good because my bird's got to come through this. He has to jump through a pool noodle. Hey, buddy, we have to do this to slow him down because the clock won't take it. The benzene clock will take it.
And you know what? Since you wanted to beat a dead horse, I will say this. At the end of the day, you want to know what the clocking manufacturer said to us? You got the birds too hungry, slow them down. And that right there, when I hear that from a company, you know what I say? This clock should be used in the grocery store for checking in groceries when I'm nice and slow. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. That's it. Move on, Leah.
What else did they suggest? To walk out in front of the loft with a flag when the birds come? Wait, hold on. We don't need any more birds. Slow down a minute. Is that what they wanted?
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Mike Sheridan says, let's see if there's a problem before we worry about it. Absolutely. And as Ryan said, before any money is on the line, of course, we're going to test out the clocking systems and make sure that they are conducive to what we're doing. Of course we are. Again, we're not new at this. This is our 11th year running One Loft races. We're going to be okay, guys.
Let's move on from clocks. I'm tired of clocks. Clocks
Yeah,
are
let's
wearing
not.
me down.
I got one
Go ahead,
question.
Richard.
We got other questions.
I got one question.
What's your question?
The Pioneer last year ran with a benzing clock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On your system, what was your success?
I'm going to tell you something.
What was your success?
From start to finish, from us taking it out of the box, setting it up, working with benzing, and getting it to go, it was the easiest thing I'd ever done. It was easier than setting up an iPhone.
Yeah.
Okay, when you got to put your codes in and all this shit. It's a great system. It worked great.
The clocking worked great.
Everything worked good.
So
The
you had
whole
no
thing.
problems.
First class. Go ahead, Leah.
And not to mention the customer support from Benzing. I mean, they're awesome. They're great. The gentleman's name, which for the life of me, I cannot remember. The gentleman that helped us out so much last year. I cannot remember what his name is. Now I feel bad.
We'll be
You know
talking
who I
about
mean.
it soon.
Anyway,
Yeah.
from start to finish has been great. I see some posts from another One Loft race, and I'm not going to mention the name of the race, but I guess this individual has a Unicon system and has no idea how to run it. And here is a One Loft manager asking the internet, does anybody know how to work this clock? I mean, what are we doing here? Jay-Z says, oh boy, I need another drink, maybe two. Giddy up. James Timothy Walter says, let's see some birds. We want to do Loft Manager show and tell here today?
Yeah, grab my checker white plate, Ricky, out of the basket there. Robert Simpson, yeah. This one, I'm telling you, on opening weekend, my man Alfred's in the house. Hey, Alfred, hopefully your dad's doing good. Tell him I said hi. Tell him if he needs me to come down and help him out, I'm willing to. I like Art. Art's a good guy. Hell of a guy. But this pigeon from Robert Simpson, this checker white flight, Leah's going to get the name for me. I'm still learning. I think it's an easy name. It's not a tricky one. But this
Lulu.
Lulu. This pigeon, it's just nothing but, I call it sex. It just caught my eye. It's a machine of a machine. It's built. I say it's built the way God intended them to be built. Here she comes. I know Ricky's going to be salivating over this one.
She's just a pile of muscle.
Pile of muscle.
She hasn't done any work yet.
Oh, I know. Robert Simpson.
So this is Lulu from Robert Simpson, a pioneer participant in Loft Manager Ryan's Loft. And Ryan, what caught your eye the most about this?
Sorry
pigeon?
about that, Leah. People are messaging me here on the messenger, so it cuts out the volume there. But yeah, this is Lula here, Robert Simpson. It's a super, I think it's a super little hen, checker white flight. The pedigree on this pigeon is super loaded. I didn't know it, but it's 50% the Munichs.
Look at the curve.
And it's 50% Van Okel from F16. What a pigeon.
Oh, wow.
What a pigeon.
So we've got Van Okel and Munich.
Yeah, just take a look at the intelligence. Look at the nice chalky white waddle already. But you said it. You handle it. It's just, I mean...
She's got that muscle.
Super muscle. Back is strong, tight. Vents are like steel. The forearm, when you open up this bird's wing, it's like you're trying to pry it out.
You should see the arc on this wing from the backside.
Oh, yeah, and a nice, beautiful curvature in the flights. Good spring to the wing, as they would say. And I think she's going to have a real nice eye. But very intelligent pigeon. Great feather quality. I like this pigeon when it came in. I was real happy that Robert chose to put it in our loft, and it's the 3604. There he is. Look, there he is. He's holding it there. He looks good. Look, he took the spotlight from Sherry.
There we have Hubbard Simpson from Sandalwood Loft, the breeder of Lulu. Excited to see how well Lulu does this season.
Beautiful pigeon. Real nice. Super class. And again, you feel the health. A little bit older pigeon, but gorgeous. I give it a 10 out of 10. If I handled this pigeon in a young bird sale, 30 birds, 40 birds, this would be my pick all day long.
How old's Lulu? Do you know? Roughly?
I'd say she's probably, 7 weeks? Maybe 8 weeks.
What's nice, she hasn't even dropped a flight.
No, hasn't kicked one flight yet.
Yep.
I'd say 7, 8 weeks, eh?
Yep.
Very nice, isn't it?
Nice tight vents.
Beautiful. You can't go wrong with that. I mean, the Pigeon is built to race. Now, you can't see inside its heart or its brains, but it has all the tools to be a hell of a
And
pigeon.
it comes from a great background of birds.
Yeah. Again, fast pigeons. The Munichs, again, doing very well in the Victoria Falls race, very well racing in Kuwait.
Spoontail.
And what can I say about the Van Ockels? Always up at the top there in Belgium. They're always at the awards. They're always well dressed, and they're always taking home a lot of trophies. So that means good pigeons.
Very nice, Lulu. Good luck to Lulu and Robert Simpson. I guess the Loft Manager Richard's going to bring one of his on now, or he's just doing his own thing?
No, Ricky's going to grab the Grizzle.
Okay. Guys, again, if you have questions, now is the time. Put them in the comments. We're just having a look at a few birds that have piqued our interest, that have arrived. We've got, what did we say, Ryan? About 20? I got to see the list, how many birds we've got checked in. I'm going to pull that up while we wait for Loft Manager Richard. Let's see what we have. On Wing Companion, I have entered birds that have, let me see if I can get this up here. For some reason, I can't show my, I can't screen share. But anyway, we've got right now, how many? We have 36 birds between both lofts, so I don't know who's got more. I think Loft Manager Richard might have more at this point than you do, Ryan. Or maybe you do. I don't know.
We're getting close. I think I caught up today because Mike Sheridan and Scott Hall, they gave me 4 from Mike and 3 from Scott. So I think I kind of caught up with Ricky there, but that's fine. I wanted to say you guys are slowly going to see the photos up of the birds as well. The first 36, they're up and saved, cropped, and getting ready for upload. Correct, Leah?
Yeah, I'm not there yet, but yep, we're certainly working on it. And as soon as I get it done, they will be uploaded. You will see them on our website. I've got some other things that I have to do this week that are more important, but I will be doing them as soon as I can.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying the people that you do see my photos that we're taking, you will see them.
Yeah, they're going to be up all season long, so not to worry. We're going to have 5 months to look at them. Okay, who do we got there?
Well, I know, Leah, this was the one you wanted us to show. It's the Grizzle here from the Icorns, the 974.
This is the first of our Flying Bitches, Team Flying Bitches from Kathy Icorn. This is White Lightning. Great to... Oh, we're just going to fix those. Okay, that is White Lightning from Kathy Icorn. First of the Flying Bitches, Ryan. Let's. What's the bloodlines of White Lightning there?
This would be DiCaprio bloodlines from Derek Walsh. From what I understand, it's all Derek Walsh, 100% Irish blood, Irish pigeons here. Derek Walsh, DiCaprio. I think that's on both sides, but it's a beautiful Grizzle. Interesting. I seen at Derek's his DiCaprio birds. They had feathered feet, and this one again has the feathers on the feet. Little bit of feathers. Oh, silky feather boy. Little bit of boots, stockings, maybe.
Very nice. From Kathy Icorn. Let's show Kathy. There she is with her White Lightning. Super excited to have first Flying Bitch in Loft Manager Richard's loft. Frank Icorn says Pitbull. Thank you, Frank.
Ah, there you go. Pitbull. DiCaprio and Pitbull bloodlines again. Fast pigeons.
Don Meredith wants to know, have you decided on your loft names yet? So loft names, guys, I put a contest up for you guys to put in loft names. So we're going to have to go through them. We're going to pick the 3 of our favorites for each loft, and then we're going to vote on them. So we'll put that up tomorrow so you guys can vote. If you have loft names that you think might be good for Loft Manager Richard or Loft Manager Ryan, it's a post on Facebook, and you can certainly add your suggestions.
Yeah, nice pigeon, strong, a little bit bigger, deeper pigeon. Feels like a faster pigeon.
It's still squeaking.
Still squeaking, but beautiful looking pigeon. Both parents are salt and pepper or blue grizzles. Nice to see. Strong back. Back comes up a bit. Vents are strong. This bird will tighten up as it gets moving, as they say. It's in the, as Enemy Van He says, it's in the monkey stage, eh?
That's right.
Monkey stage.
You can't predict. It's growing. This bird is still squeaking. I couldn't believe it.
And another thing I was going to ask you, I know Mandy Scar, she was asking, exactly how is this this flying bitch competition or what you're doing? Get back to me on this again.
Well, last year, Karen won money for me, and I said I was going to do a ladies' league, and with our Pioneer Combine, there's not really enough ladies, so I thought I would transfer it over to the One Loft race. So any ladies who are interested in participating, I'm giving one free perch to be part of the Flying Bitches. You're going to fly for Team Flying Bitches, and if your bird wins, of course, you're going to get the prize money. But just something to get the ladies involved. So guys, or girls, I should say, if you're interested, we still have spots available for Team Flying Bitches. I think we have 6. I think we have 6 on our team. So pretty excited about that.
Watch out for those bitches. They could go, go, go.
Michael Peebler, Master versus the Grasshopper. It will always be Master versus the Grasshopper, Michael. Of course it will be.
Good job, Grasshopper. Good
James
job.
Timothy Walters, Little Twisted for LMR. Yeah. How old is White Lightning around? Do you know how many weeks?
I'd say maybe 7 weeks again. Hasn't kicked a flight. I'd say 7
Mandy
weeks.
Scar
6
says,
weeks.
I am sending a bitch. We are super excited to have you part of the Flying Bitches this year, Mandy. And we hope when you come, when Mikey and Jim come down, we hope you come down too. I know that Richard and Ryan would love to meet you in person and would love to give you the tour of the lofts. So hopefully you're able to come. Bring Nick. It'll be great.
And you know, fun fact, I had to call Mandy today because she's asking me, right? She goes, so I says to her, yeah, hey, you can bring a bird. She stops me and she goes, I got quite the bitch for you.
I bet she does. Heather Green says women will dominate this year. We sure will. It's so great to see the ladies getting involved. It's going to be a great season. Let's see if we can kick the boys' butts.
Well, there you go, Ricky. You want to take her back? I gave it some luck. I touched it for you. Don't worry.
Good enough.
Good enough. There you go.
Mandy says, so is the Flying Bitch entry a free run? I have met them both. Oh, you have. Okay, sorry, I didn't know that. Yes, it is a free one. It is a free one. My gift to the ladies to get the ladies involved. And Mandy, especially to you, because I'm so impressed by you and what you do, raising your 4 boys there and your daughter. And, you do an outstanding job. You are a real inspiration. So, absolutely. Flying Bitch perch, of course, for you. Wouldn't be the same without Mandy. Go ahead, Ryan.
No, and again, we want women to participate. Guys, get your teams in. Participate. It's a lot of fun. The season's long, but it's fun. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, but we want you guys for the ride. And look at David Tracy and Sherry Tracy. Look at that. We tore down a wall and built a bridge. What can I say, Leah?
That's right. David Tracy says, give the Golden Broom Award to the best flying bitch. I like the way you think, David Tracy. Cheer Squad Captain Tracy, you're going to have to get on the internet and see if we can find a golden broom for the best flying bitch. I love it. That's awesome. Great idea. Okay, what else do we want to talk about before we wrap this up for the evening? It's going to be a quick show tonight because we got late.
I don't know. Just I think it's opened up well, and that's it. Next week we'll get back here on schedule. Like I said, there's going to be no loft feeding shows on the Monday nights. You'll see something in the mornings, but Monday evenings, no shows because hey, we got to do this. We get too far behind.
Yeah, and also I just wanted to say, once the birds all get checked in, we're going to be on a more regular schedule as far as the lives go. Right now, we're sort of all over the place because we have people coming and checking birds in, and we're trying to get everybody settled. So once all the birds get checked in, we're going to get on a more regular programming schedule where I think Ryan's going to do the morning show. Loft Manager Richard's going to do an afternoon show. So you're going to get 2 shows a day. Of course, then we're going to start training. So then we're going to have training shows. So we will get more on a schedule once we get all the birds checked in. Not to worry about that. What do you got there, Ryan?
Yeah, very nice today. He's not on tonight, but I haven't heard him, seen him on yet. But Mike Vanderyak, look what he brought us for both of our lofts. We're going to share this. We're going to put this up in between both the lofts, get it up this week.
He brought his birds over.
Brought his birds he bred for Mike Sheridan and Scott Hall and
Plus
Boys
himself.
in Blue. Yeah.
Plus himself.
And this is the outdoor clock he brought us for the loft.
Very nice. And explain where we're going to put that.
Yeah, we're going to put this in between both the lofts. I'm going to just jerry rig something up to look pretty good. We'll have this in the middle. That way, whoever comes on race day or when we're loft flying, we can always see the clock going. And you can tell the time. I don't have to look at my phone. Well, sometimes, hey, when I'm on the camera, I don't have a clock. So now I got one that I can see. And there he is. Look at Mike. There he is. Look at those glasses. It's a sport look.
There he is.
There's Sherry beside him.
He's got Sherry and he's got Gene. I think that's Gene in his hand there. Good old Gene.
Oh, yeah. Don't even try and get that name. He says it so smoothly and effortlessly. And if that's going to be the stumping question of the year, what that bird's real name is, if you can say it and then spell it, you're going to win $10,000.
Henry says you need to build a clock tower. Well, I think you guys are going to build something, right? On the Peace Bridge?
Yeah, we're going to build our own version of Big Ben.
There we go. Tracy says, so no more asking what time it is. Oh, don't worry, Tracy. He's still going to ask what time it is. It'll still happen.
And that comes all the way from Sweden.
That comes all the way from Sweden, yeah.
Well, that's
thanks,
super
Mike.
nice.
We really
want to
appreciate
thank Mike Vanderyak very much for that. Totally not necessary, but thank you so much. We will use it. We're going to call it the Mike Vanderyak clock. Big Mike. Maybe we'll call it Big Mike.
Yeah.
Big Mike. Let's call it Big Mike.
Mike said, this is your housewarming gift.
And you know.
So that'll be your loft warming gift for your new loft.
And I got to say one thing about Mr. Mike Vanderyak. He's always on the show and he's given his ideas, right?
Yeah.
He always says he's that guy that's outside the box. But I am going to say one thing about Mike. He came today. I was doing the bird thing. You took him down to your loft and you showed him the loft. You gave him the tour of your loft. He's seen mine. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, that Mike said, how does that loft breathe? I don't think that loft's got enough good ventilation.
This was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, a month ago. Well, I was in Europe. I remember we talked about it. He came down today and he went into the loft. Richard, you took him down. What were his thoughts on it?
He said to me, I'm sorry for what I said a month ago or whatever it was about loft breathing. And he said it, what did he use? The exhaust or whatever. Ventilation is absolutely perfect. And the nice heat in the loft was very, very nice. So once they're going to.
But wasn't it? You very rarely get people to admit that they're wrong, right? Hey, he said he's sorry. Hey, great. You know what? I like that. I think that's a great stand-up guy. I make mistakes. I try and apologize when I make a mistake. I like that about Mike.
Oh, yeah.
And he came right up to me. I think we were on the show. Apologized. He said, boy, this loft breeze great. This, that, this. You know what? That's what it's about. But you know what, guys? We can tell you she breathes great. Come on down. You're able to come in the loft, see the birds, take a look, view yourself. It's not that far of a drive or a plane flight. Go ahead, Leah.
Antonio says, Leah, are you going to take on the winner next year, or are the boys going to build you a loft to compete with the all-girl loft? Oh, you never know what might happen, Antonio. Maybe Leah's going to get a loft of her own. Maybe. Yes, Tracy, it's DNA. Gene is also known as DNA, the long version. Henry says he would be a good guest for a show. He absolutely would be. It's unfortunate that he lives so damn far away, but He would be good. And he doesn't have internet or something, or what is, remember we said we would get him on the show or we would bring him on as a guest, but he said he doesn't have internet. I'm not quite sure. I don't know how he
Oh, yeah,
watches the
he's
show without internet, but
bad internet there.
We'll try and get him on. Let's try. We'll try for this season, guys. We'll try one time. We'll get him up here. Henry, you might have to take him into your home and let him sleep over.
well, you know what? I had a tip from Marco Mattis, the vacuuming tip. You want to watch the vacuuming tip from Marco Mattis?
Vroom, vroom, vroom. Let's hit her. I like Marco.
Feathers Elite pro tip from Feathers Elite breeder Marco Mattis from Germany, doing a little vacuuming. So hopefully it works. Here we go.
Hey guys, Ryan, Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions, Pioneer Racing Pigeon Club of Ontario. I am here, Golden Doif winner, Marco Mattis, Germany. I always look for little tips and tricks, and I seen something in here. He's got a vacuum. Yes, that's right. The vacuum.
Yes, it's very important. Every day, the first I go to the loft and the first I make is vacuum the loft. That's the most important thing. It's good for the pigeons and good for me. I have a little bit problems with my lungs and too much the dust, it's not good. And it's in the morning many lay on the floor and the first I make is to vacuum.
So first thing you do, you come in, you vacuum. You vacuum the hallway. Do you vacuum the sections as well?
Yes.
You vacuum everything.
When they fly, I clean the loft and after that I vacuum.
You vacuum.
Yes.
And every day, once a day, you vacuum.
Once a day. Yes.
Now a loft this big is 10 meters by 2 meters or 3 meters wide. How long does it take you to vacuum this loft?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
It's not when the pigeon fly,
you vacuum.
I vacuum. I clean first the drops and then I vacuum 10 minutes. It's very important, I think.
Right. It's better for the health. You find the health of the pigeons and better for you.
For me too. Both.
So
the
guys,
pigeon and for me.
Guys, take a look. A vacuum. It's in the loft. The pigeons are used to it. He runs it every day, 365 days a year. Cleanliness is key. Thank you, Marco.
Thank you too.
Here we go. So we went from dry litter programs to somebody who vacuums every single day, and 2 different ways to bake the cake, right? Marco's had a lot of success. You guys have been running dry litter for 60 years with success. 2 different ways to do it.
Yeah, he's a Golden Doif winner. I mean, he's known all throughout Germany. The guy's got super pigeons. He vacuums it. Again, the pigeon dust bothers his lungs. He's in there. He likes to vacuum, and he likes his loft a certain way. And that's great. Like you said, lots of different ways to do it. But I asked him if he'd vacuum up my car when I was there. My car was pretty dirty. He was going to do it. I said, no, I was joking. But no, really, the loft is loft. You could eat off the floor. And he like he says, the birds go out, I give it a vacuum. And you know as well as I do, you clean a loft, vacuum it every day, very little dust. There wasn't much dust at all in there.
Should we be buying Loft Manager Richard a vacuum maybe for his birthday? Dad, you want a vacuum?
I don't need the vacuum doing the sand, Ricky. No, but then it's funny. You look at Darren May, right? He wants all the cobwebs up. He won't touch any of that. You know, it's so amazing to see different thoughts and ideas and guys with killer results.
I don't know what to say. You come in my loft, there's no dust.
No.
Okay. So I think you might get more dust if you clean every day, because if something happens, the dust settles and it settles loosely. Maybe. In my loft, it settles and goes into the litter. I don't know how I can explain it. I had people over in my loft. There's no dust.
You know, it was funny. Just this is totally off the subject, but when I was younger, I got a lot of acne, right? Mm-hmm. Acne. And that was because my skin was producing oil. So the more you'd wash your face, the more your pores produce more oil. I got some stuff from the doctor. It was oil cream. You put more oil on your face. I started putting oil on my oily skin, and guess what happened? My skin stopped producing oil. I stopped getting acne. And guys, this is how I have this good-looking look.
Well, it's the same as your body. If you go in the sun, like, see, I get a good suntans.
Yeah.
Well, your body produces something there, like maybe oils.
Yeah,
or
I don't
something.
know. I mean, it's the same. I understand though with what you're saying is it's funny. We go into that loft with dry litter. You go handle pigeons. You don't see any dust.
No.
But meanwhile, on a clean floor, sometimes I'll see dust come up and kick up a little bit. I don't know. You know what? I've never won a golden doy. If Marco likes it and he does it and he's getting the results, but you will hear he doesn't vacuum every 3 days, eh? He's there every day, 10 minutes. Vacuum.
I know a guy
vacuum.
that flew in the Up North Combine, which at that time they had about 120 members on their truck. And the man had 1.5 feet of litter in his loft.
Yep.
And that year, double long and short program.
Yep.
Long and short program. Out of 22 races, he won 20 of them.
There you go.
Right.
But again, yeah. But you know what's nice? You know what's nice? You see our system, right? Now you look at Marco Mattis, a golden doy-footer of all Germany, right? Beating 50,000 competitors. Look at what he's doing. That's nice, isn't it? Isn't it nice that you can do it 2 ways?
That's right.
Whatever floats your boat, man. Take it away, Mike. Mike Green.
Mike Green says, I use a shop vac in my young bird loft and don't have the dust and can't take the dust.
Perfect.
Brian Mader says, deep litter, I think, is better than scraped lofts. Okay. But again, we see 2 different ways to do it and both have successful results. So perhaps it's a personal preference. Also wanted to make mention that Marco Mattis, he's another one who flying pigeons is not his full-time job. He doesn't do it. That's not his only job. He is a police officer. He also has young kids. And he is another example of how you're able to be a successful racer, have a family life, and have another career, and do it all successfully. So hats off to Marco Mattis. Back for season 5, by the way.
For sure. Handled the season 5 birds. They're super, super nice.
Awesome job. Okay, so what else did we want to say before we wrap this up to everybody, guys? We're still obviously taking birds in. If you're outside of Ontario and you want to ship birds by air, we have the shipping information for our Canadian participants up on our website as well as on our Facebook page. We're taking birds on the weekends. So if you're sending birds by plane and you're in Canada, Saturday is the day to ship them. We have more questions. Daniel Herman, isn't pigeon dust on the wing of the pigeon considered a sign of good health in the pigeon?
Yeah, the plumage, the soft silky feather. You see it when you hold the birds and you get that nice white ring on your chest and you feel the softness and your hands are nice and white. That's I guess what you said.
That's the powder that protects them from, let's say they go in rain or even protects them from sun, right? Take all that powder off the bird and you dry him off. Like you dry his plumage off.
Right.
That's a very good sign.
Yeah, you know the other thing too, and I'll have to show it when you open up a wing, you'll see the oil marks from the feathers. That's another. I'll have to, when I see it, Leah, I'm going to get some photos and show you guys to look for oil marks from the feathers, which is a very good sign.
Troy says, I have an exhaust fan that I run when I have the pigeons on the dark, and it works very well. Troy, you'll have to do a little video and show us. Shaquille, do you think one pigeon can win both short and long distance race?
Sure, absolutely. You take a pigeon from Paul McAloney, the Secretariat. He won everything from 100 miles out to 500 miles. I mean, not every pigeon does it, right? Not every pigeon can do that job, but there are those out there that can do it.
Not every pigeon is a Ronaldo or a Wayne Gretzky or Mario Lemieux or whatever.
We get it. Not everyone can do it all. Some do better in distance, some do better in short, some do good at it all.
Some don't do anything.
That's right. A lot of those.
Jay-Z asks, is Monday still on for the U.S.? Yes, it is still on for the U.S., Jay-Z. And Don Meredith says it's called Bloom, that
Bloom, that's it. Bloom.
powdery stuff on their
That's right.
feathers. Brian says, plus
If
pigeon nests in nature, what do they look like? The feral pigeon squabs have very strong immune systems. Exactly.
Because they're in dry litter.
They're living, right? And this is another thing. You get people that say to you, well, when you go from loft to loft, you clean your shoes and you clean this and you clean your hair and you put a hairnet on and you do all this blah, 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 right? It's a great idea. But I say, all you're creating is softness. The pigeons, they're a strong animal, man. They're built of steel. They like French fries. They like cheese. Shit, they drink.
Let me say something. Let a tomato plant be out in the garden right now. We may have some frost here, so it might be a little bit funny. But once the frost, let it be out in that garden. Let it feel the wind. Let it feel that rain. And let it feel the sun. And let it feel the chill of the evening. And you will get tomatoes that are so good you won't believe it. But take this same plant and put it in a greenhouse, a hothouse. It doesn't feel any of that. The tomatoes taste like garbage. You got to put salt and pepper on them. You got to put all this on them. You can't eat them. They taste like water. Why?
That's
it. That's the plain definition of it all.
I tell you something. Remember we were in Texas there at the Texas shootout. CL had all the birds out in the aviary. And I've seen birds, I guess they hit those oil fields.
Well, they hit the oil fields.
And they were throwing up oil.
Hit oil ponds.
Oil ponds. They're throwing up oil.
Oh.
Now, hold on a second here. I don't know when you're that thirsty and you drink oil, how I would feel. But, I mean, that's a piece of steel, man. It's throwing up oil. Yeah, you looked a little ragged.
That's
but still,
sad.
made it home. Go, go, go. Pigeon is a very, very strong animal. I mean, man, you want to see pigeons made of steel. You go to the transfer stations where the garbage trucks dump the loads of garbage, and they're picking through the sludge and the juice and the this, and they're picking and they're eating, and the flights are covered. And you know what? The cocks are bouncing around. They've never drank a clean sip of water.
No.
Ever.
They got guts like steel.
Guts like steel, man. Guts like steel. You know what? I know one thing. That's what wins, man.
Well,
you got to be strong.
Hey, listen, we seen you when you were in Europe at that one in front of that church there. You were in some pub, outside pub there or whatever they call it. You were feeding them cheese and crackers or something?
Cheese and bacon, pieces of bacon chips.
I know one time we were down in Texas and outside the hotel they had these pine trees, some kind of pines, and the pines they had like each
acorns.
one was just acorns.
The acorns were falling on the road. The cars were running over them.
The cars were running over them in the parking lot, and so they were crushing them, and they were raw. They weren't dry.
Yeah,
they were right off the crushed, and the plugs were coming in there and eating them just like
candy.
And they were shining. The plugs were totally shining. If I took that home, my birds would look at me and say,
"What's wrong with you?
Yeah, are you crazy?"
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Antonio says, I think a long-distance pigeon can win short, but a short-distance pigeon will not win a long-distance race.
I'm going to go with this one. I would sooner take, for one loft racing, I'd sooner take a sprint family of pigeons and send them to a one loft race for a final 300 mile or 350 mile young bird race. Because I think the sprint pigeons will do that most of the time. They're tailwind days, easier days. But
what this man's saying here, he's right. The shorter distance is a sprint pigeon.
Yeah.
You can't put a sprint pigeon. It doesn't work the same.
I think in a one loft race, I'll take a sprint pigeon to go 350 miles. I got no problems with that. But I agree with what he says. If you're doing a series of racing, you're better to have the distance pigeons for the distance races. A sprint pigeon's going to burn out. We've seen it before. We did it with the Van Reets. It burned out.
Ryan Jackson says, I've used granule litter in my nest bowls for years. Never will use anything else. Nests are always dry.
That's the key word, the 3-letter word to use, dry. What do pigeons thrive on? Dry. And again, that's what we say, certain spots with those wire floors, it's nice, it's dry. I know there in Taiwan, they have the lofts over in the rice fields. The lofts are up 30 feet in the air. You got them on wire or wherever they got them on. That's different.
They got them on wire there because it's probably a very warm climate,
Right.
humid climate.
And the loft's off the ground 20 feet.
By the time the droppings
You don't
go
smell it
through
no
the
more.
wire,
She's gone.
it falls 15 feet or 12 feet
Dry.
down.
Done.
So
And the plants eat it in the rice field. Eats the droppings, right? Plants eat.
yeah,
Eat.
Guys, I just wanted to show before we close the show off on Wing Companion, now that I can bring it up, we'll just show everybody. Here is a list of all the birds that have been checked into the loft. You're going to see beside the bird's name a red dot or a blue dot. That indicates what loft that pigeon is in. Blue for Loft Manager Richard, red, of course, for Loft Manager Ryan. So this is where you will see on Wing Companion the list of all the birds that have been checked in. We're going to get benzing up and running as well. Once the birds all get their chips, then we will also be over on benzing. What else did I want to tell everybody? Brian, anything else you wanted to add?
Next week we'll have the master breeder info up so people can start to think, because yes, everyone can participate in it. So yeah, we'll have that up and going. We'll keep you guys informed this week as the birds come in. Hopefully you guys like what we're doing on our check-ins, a little different. We show you how we vaccinate them, show you them going in the loft with the yellow drops, the photos. Be patient, you will see those. And these next 2 weeks, a lot of birds to come in. So
Yeah, we're going to have a busy next couple of weeks checking all the birds in, and then we're going to start with the training. So we're going to have a very exciting few weeks ahead of us where we see all the new participants and then get everybody settled and into training mode. So guys, follow along. Then we're going to wrap this show up. Great show, great participation by everybody. We want to thank you guys so much for your comments and your questions and your getting involved in this community. We really do appreciate it, where we come together once a week on a Monday as a family and talk anything and everything to do with pigeons. Also wanted to remind everybody, on Wednesday, Ryan and I will be live over at Feathers League Pigeon Auctions and on our YouTube channel at noon. A new thing that we're doing, FIPA Live on Wednesdays. We will be live with John Gladwin from Formula One on Wednesday. So you might want to tune in for that. That should be a great show. Anything else, Ryan?
no, I think it'll be good. We'll see people Wednesday at noon. Enjoy your pigeons. Yes, you still have time. Get them in.
Sorry. Before I forget, I'm sorry, Ryan. I just saw Dekine's name and I wanted to show today's Motivational Monday photo brought to us by Dekine Loft again. More powerful than the will to win is the courage to begin. Great quote from Orrin Woodward. I have no idea who that is, but smart man. Thanks to Tracy for sending me that quote. And thank you to Dekine Loft, guys. We do Motivational Monday every single Monday. If you have great photos of your pigeons, please send them to us so we can use them in our Motivational Monday, which we then take the best ones of the season and comprise them into a Pioneer calendar for the next year. That will be our team challenge again. We're going to do the team challenge again this year, where it's going to be Loft Manager Ryan versus Loft Manager Richard. The winning team with the most amount of points at the end of the season, you're all going to get a Pioneer Motivational calendar. Dekine says, wow, thanks. No, thank you. And guys, keep sending the photos. Troy sent me a bunch of photos today. I appreciate it. I'd much rather use your photos than have to search the internet just for some random pigeons. I'd rather have your pigeons be the star of the show. Tracy says, no birthday cake. You had birthday burgers.
Yeah, we did the birthday burgers. No, we're going to get Ricky his cake. We're not the biggest birthday family here. We just kind of go with the flow. So
we don't really have time to celebrate birthdays because we work a lot. So not really a big deal, but
I'm
they
not
come and
looking
go.
for a birthday cake. Not looking for a birthday cake. And as far as a gift goes, the only gift I want is a brake job on my pickup truck.
Brake job on his pickup truck. Henry,
He's
make
consistent. He's
sure
still asking for it.
you get your flying bitch. We can't wait to see your check-ins. Can't wait to see everybody's check-ins. We're going to wrap this show up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Leah. That's Ryan, Loft Manager Richard. We're from the Pioneer Racing Pigeon Club of Ontario.
Good night.
We meet every Monday to talk anything and everything to do with pigeons. We wish you guys a great week. Tune in tomorrow. Ryan and Richard will be live from the loft. That's it. What did Mandy
That's
say?
it.
Good
Wait
one.
a minute. Mandy, I took a few of Mike's squeakers. I'll send soon. Awesome. Henry says, still have birthday cake from last year. Probably do. In the freezer.
That's a good one.
Probably do. Anyway, have a great night, guys. And we will see you tomorrow, live from the loft.
Good night, guys. Thanks for flying with us. Bye for now.
Have a nice one.